backslash.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
He actually showed me the picture of the frame.
He's not here.
that day.
What? He's not here yet. Okay, so a loop box cut, I'm sorry, back to that. Same thing, it usually has two blades. Always come with the blade on the tight side. The other thing about a loop box cutter is it has a mouth on it that you can open and adjust at the backing of the carpet. So usually you open this, you loosen it up. You make sure it fits in here pretty snug. This one's actually a little too tight. Let's see how this works. Everybody have one of these or no?
No.
You don't really need this yet. I'm just saying,
What's the difference between? I mean, does it matter?
the only difference is that it has this plate in the bottom. It doesn't dig into the wood. So if you were doing this on a job and you had VCT on the floor,
You'd
wood-
scratch it.
and not scratching it, but if the blade digs in, you get a funky cut. You get a heel. The seam looks like shit.
Because it wobbles a little.
Yeah. You can put a piece of padding under this and do the same thing with this. I'll see how this cuts. Let me see how this cuts. That's really good. So if you have to, you can also tilt that a little bit. If you wanted to, like back bevel it, right?
Yeah.
So like what you would do with wood a little bit if you had to forget.
Yeah.
So you got to work in the box. You got to do things 2 or 3 times. So you see, I'm cutting, I'm pulling it back.
Gotta work in the box.
You're supposed to work in the box, especially if you have 10 guys, so you ain't getting workouts in the
Yeah.
box.
Yeah. Are we gonna be graded on? Are we gonna be graded on that?
You're supposed to get graded on it.
Okay.
You're supposed to get graded. I'm telling you on everything.
So that's a yes.
I'm gonna be, you know, some things I'm not gonna be. I'm not gonna.
You're not gonna be anal.
Not on some things I'm not.
Okay.
I mean, if you know.
Depends how many times I gotta tell you to get back in the box.
You know? You heard, huh? Okay, so the other thing is you really can't, you couldn't install this yet without that metal being in. All right, it's going to be a piece of metal in that door. Like I said, you can cut this and prepare it. So I already noticed this is good, right? The other thing I want to do probably right away is I want to butter this edge up. I want to prime this edge. But this looks like it has a little pattern. When you look at it, it doesn't look like it has a pattern, but if I'm looking at a 45, is there a lineal pattern on a 45?
Yeah, I see so.
Okay, so there goes that route. We got a line of seam. So I got way too much carpet here. So you can see I'm past the wall here a little bit. What do I got there? I got tons. So I don't need it all. Now this says what? Trace cut one? Cut one do and trace cut the other? Yeah. Okay, the other thing for these mock-ups, I only cut these 3 feet for the practice tonight. You get a piece that's 3'6", so you got plenty of carpet to fuck around. Okay. Now I cut this apart. I cannot use this edge again. Okay, I can't just put this back together. You get graded on it. I have to trim this edge back. Remember that. I see you laugh. Trust me, I do this all the time. When I go around and I don't see any scraps by your box, I know you didn't trim the
So
edge.
you'll see plenty.
Well, yeah, I guess.
What's that?
I was gonna say if you were cutting it on one on a bevel, the other one, but.
Well, now because what I explained to you before, because I cut that one, this one has a heel on it. But because I cut it apart, it will go back together again. But now the first thing I should do is automatically cut this other seam. So if I have these 2 edges trimmed, good. I don't even know how much I can take off this. Like I said, I cut my fingers off. 34, I got too much. Take a little more. Okay, now the other thing that's important, okay, now both of my seams are trimmed. Check to make sure they're good. I know once I put that in the glue, that's going to be gone. It's going to be invisible. All right. Now on your blueprint, look at your blueprint. What size does it say the fills have to be? Or 3 equal pieces, correct? So the next thing you would do is go over there and measure wall to wall and see that you have what you have. you're gonna know right now that this is gonna be 6 feet. Okay? So, what I would do, because you have a door jamb, man, you're gonna have metal there, you're gonna have this edge over here, I wouldn't cut these 2 pieces at 2 feet. I'd cut the middle one at 2 feet, okay? And I'd make a mark off this wall. Actually off this metal. So you don't have the metal here right now? But you know, according to your blueprint, the metal is going to butt against the substrate. Is that what it says? The metal edge? I want you to check that. Does it say anywhere? Or if you look at the plan on top, does it show the metal butting against that substrate?
Tap down metal transition and cut it to the underlay.
Okay, so right now they know that I need 2 feet here off this metal. So if I take that and I put this here, I take them off at 2 feet. I got a seam on. So now when I cut my 3 fills, I'm going to start my middle fill right here. And then I'm going to let the other 2 lay in. That one's going to be 25 inches, that one's going to be 26 inches. So they're going to be the same size once I cut them, because it's 6 foot overall, right? So I got to cut this apart now. So if I leave, I'll cut my middle sheet first. So this is what I'm going to do. Best way to cut this carpet, any cross seam really, is from the back. You got a top cut. It does say trace cut, correct? Trace cut too?
Yes.
Let's try both ways. So when cutting carpet from the back or anything, take a nice straight and score it once to make a little channel in the carpet. The second cut's even better. Third cut's all the way through. Even though it's a loop or whatever, you're going to get a really nice cut. Measure 2 feet like we said. Score it. My first cut. So did I just reverse that when I did it? I did, right? See what I just did? I flipped this piece over to cut my piece, but in actuality, I turned it. How does it look from that? Backwards? How's the color look? Different. You see it? Okay. So now about now. Look better? Okay, so then what I should do, I can just do this. You know, that's a seam edge. Alright? So you don't screw up. See how easy it is to do it up? Hold on. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come in late tomorrow, I don't come in. That goes for everybody. All right? So this piece is going to go right here. My pencil mark is right here. Right? Really see that pattern there? It's not really bad.
There's a little bit like
Right there, it's very, very slight.
Yeah.
I'm not going to kill you on that, all right? As long as it seems to look really good. The other stuff is, see that stuff? It's got a little bit of a black bead to it, right? On an angle. All right, so now I just told you I can't put these together. I can't just put this back together again.
You gotta cut the seam again, right?
I have to recut the seam. Now these 2 edges are cut, okay? So if I really wanted to, I could take this over there, I could cut the seams there, but it doesn't pay because you have the walls in your way, you're going to have to shoot your way. You don't want to do that. Cut it out here where you have space. So, now it's right.